Hello everyone and welcome back to another weekly market update from Zylostar.
Global markets ended higher as easing Middle East tensions and lower oil prices boosted sentiment. Weaker US data raised Fed rate cut expectations, supporting gold, while European and AI-related semiconductor stocks gained.
Investors shifted focus actually on OPEC Plus, Fed minutes and US earnings. Let's see how that's going to look on charts. All right, everyone, here we are kicking off our weekly market update. Speaking of the previous week, it was a beautiful trading week. Every other asset we had analyzed moved almost exactly as anticipated and giving us a lot of good entries on a smaller time scale, speaking on daily trades. Now, to speak about the upcoming week, starting with Nasdaq, we can look that Nasdaq is forming some sort of a symmetrical triangle. There is a slight tilt to the upside as in bullish sentiment, but that is because the factors or the bearish catalyst has not yet to be taking a strong positioning in financial market reasoning in order for the price to fall down, and aka we don't have that fundamental factors as in very solid to push the price of Nasdaq down. Yet technically we can see that market is respecting resistances pretty well, and 28,000 guys remains as our first target and 27,000 remains as the second target for that fall to happen, if it is to happen by next week. Matter of fact, we are getting good entries also on Nasdaq, but since we are talking now about a weekly time scale, it's not as simple to trade on daily weekly scales and imply risk management and also predict precise price movements when you compare that to daily entries and exits. So this is about Nasdaq. This still remains the same. If we get the fundamental factors within this week to come, probably we are going to see that movement to happen. Now, going into gold, the highlight of the previous week, aside from the 4th of July being a holiday in the United States, we have positive employment numbers. Now, usually, these positive employment numbers should have strengthened the dollar. But in this case, remember guys, I was telling you that the US dollar is being bought for multiple reasons. One was to buy AI-related stocks, to buy oil, and also because the expectations that interest rates are going to be increased or hiked by the end of July. What had I told you? I told you there is a very high possibility, if the higher chance is that inflation will go down, oil prices will go down, which was exactly what happened. Oil prices reached, we're going to show you that right now. It reached the least it has been since more than 4 months by the previous week. And also I've been highlighting for you guys, shorting oil would be a great trade. Of course, nothing is a financial advice. Make sure to stick to risk management and so on. But that is there. It causes inflation to go down because energy prices are going low. And now investor sentiment is reduced majorly, that they don't expect the federals to increase interest rates by the end of July. And so did Barclays say. That was actually after these positive employment data. And yes, guys, I did tell you that is the most probable scenario before Barclays did. So if you're not following us and making sure to hit that like button, I don't know what else we're supposed to do for you guys to do that. All right. So that's about it. Now, speaking of the upcoming week, we could see a retracement on gold, not necessarily to be as deep. We could actually expect a shallow retracement and then a continuation to the upside to this resistance here, making for us some sort of small trend to come up. All right, let's make this a little bit better. Yeah, something like that. We could expect that. Could cause a deeper retracement, but that's not really as probable, because I was highlighting for you guys that this is a very good indication for the price to continue going up, but we did not have these sentiment and fundamental reasoning prior to those reports being published, and we could see that even it continued falling down as in gold before it started making that bullish movements. It still was reduced in strength, I'd say, or selling pressure. Speaking of moving averages, speaking of trend continuation, speaking of volume, speaking of a trend continuation, speaking of liquidity also. A lot of factors here and there. And to save time, I'm not going to dive into all of those, but that's about that. We get some beautiful movements on gold, hopefully by the coming week. Now, looking at EURUSD also, there could be actually a retracement a little bit to the downside because we are at some decent resistance here, right? Yet, as in naturally, it should continue actually to reach the trend line and this resistance. So regardless if it makes a retracement or not, what you optimally want to look is for a decent entry and then target that. And if we start getting more positive US data to come, and probably this should happen, if not in the next week or next 2 weeks, perhaps post that. And the reason for that is oil prices, guys, play a huge role in deciding what inflation is going to be. So we have that there also. This is about EURUSD. Going to Bitcoin, similarly, in a sense of grabbing liquidity, weakening bearish sentiment, and a lot of stuff here and there. And I've always been highlighting for you guys for the past months already that Bitcoin is a very, very good asset to buy at this price precisely, even though that it went up and came back down to it again. But now it's still at this price range, and it still is, in my opinion, a very, very good buy for an investment. Not a financial advice, of course, guys, but keep that in mind. Speaking on trading, then yes, it has broken above a descending triangle, I'd say, and we had actually very, very good reasonings here to go for a long trade targeting this resistance, and that was a very good target. Now we can expect a continuation to this resistance, reaching the level of $66,000 per coin. So that's about Bitcoin. Going to Nifty 50, exactly as we anticipated, but still not the full movement. So we still anticipate a continuation in the movement of the price to the upside before it makes a retracement, and then most probable breakout to this resistance. So that's about Nifty 50 for the upcoming week. And if you guys like to know more about certain asset, feel free to reach out to us and we'll have that included in the upcoming one. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and a comment if you'd like to know more about a certain asset.